How's it going? Welcome back. Sorry I've been gone for a while. There's been a lot going on, but I'm back now. Since I've been gone for a while, a lot has been going on. The wheels still haven't got tires put on because I haven't found a shop that can stretch them, so I got the wrong size tire. The Lexus has not made any progress whatsoever, but that will change today. I am pretty far behind on this project being done and hopefully in time for Stance Wars July in Seattle. So without further ado, let's hurry up and get ready. We're gonna head out to Harbor Freight. I need to get this air sander and I need to get like this Dremel type cutting tool. Alright, so we're just getting out of the Faber apart. I went and I picked up this air sander right here because I gotta sand the paint off the Lexus. You can't sit there and weld metal to paint. Let's go ahead and head over to David's house and I'll catch you guys when we get there. So here we are at Mr. David's house. Look at that handsome guy right there. What's up, man? How have you been? Check it out, check it out. What's up, bro?
What up, what up, what up?
Look at that. This is kind of fitment I need right here. Man. Aren't these wheels for sale?
Oh, yes, they are.
Man, for sale. We definitely need to get this car and get some rollers of it, man. Spice it up a little bit. Since my car's not running, we need to spice it up. Alrighty, sweet. So I picked up the Dremel from David. You guys saw a little bit of his G37. We just made some schedule plans right now to see his car a little bit later. So I'm gonna have you guys wait on that. And right now we're gonna head out and go home and start mocking up the Lexus and start sanding it down finally. All right, here we are back at the house, ready to start mocking up these flares and see how they're gonna be welded on. I know they are gonna sit under this door handle right here, but my biggest concern right now is I don't know how to cut this door out. I got the Dremel from David just now, as you guys seen, but I'm trying to figure out how do I sit here and actually cut the door out. Maybe I'll sand this down, weld right here and there, and come on the inside and cut the flare out, shut the door, and then weld the rest of it on. You know, maybe. I'm trying to figure out some options right now. Comment down below how you guys did it and what tool you guys used, because right now, I'm just gonna shoot my shot, and if I mess up, I'm sorry guys, I messed up. So while I had the camera paused, I've been trying to mark out where I want the flare to sit, but without those Clecos, the temporary rivets, it's kind of hard to see where I'm gonna have this sit at because of the fact I don't know if it's too far left or too far right. And I want it to be centered, and I would have to like rivet in and sit back. Matter of fact, let me actually grab some tape and see if I can just tape it in place and get a like outlook of what it should be like. I would say this is about centered. If I step back and look at it, it's hard to tell. I need my jacks so I can jack the wheel up inside of there and see how it'll go. But for the most part, that I would assume is centered. It's just when I come over here and the flare stops right there, you know, it kind of cuts off of the door. So that's an issue because of the fact that this has to be cut. It's probably gonna come down. There's gonna be some weird shape right there. So, I'm kind of skeptical. And me not being done this ever before, this is kind of the hardest part of it. One thing that's really getting me is that this door right here. They're pretty wide flares, and I like it to cover up that door piece right here because of the fact, well, it's going to be cut at this line, but I want this flare to be up a little bit more over there, but it takes off way over there. So I'm just kind of confused on how I should go about it. Alright, so it's a little bit later. I have my boy Luis here. He came by to give me a second. I was kind of second guessing myself, but this is basically what it was gonna look like in the end. I put the wheel on there. I took most of the camber out. It's actually like -2 right now, and this is about as center as it's gonna get. Took a Sharpie, I marked it out right here. There's like a little clip right there that kind of messed me up, But I know when I take the flare off now, I'll mark out where it's gonna be at. Can sand up all the way here. If I wanna cut, I can cut this a little bit more. But for right now, I'm gonna get to sanding so I can have basically metal to metal contact. Welcome to day 2. This weekend is actually when I started sanding the car down underneath, but I couldn't sand up high enough to this line, which is how high I need to go, because I didn't have Clecos. Okay, so shout out to Shayne and Ron. They let me use these Clecos, which are like temporary rivets. Just this little piece will go inside the fender and the body of the car, and it'll hold the flare together. So you put this, you take it, and this will open and close up right there. You can see right there, open and close, and it'll pin it together so I can take the blue tape off. And basically it's 1/8 inch drill bit, and this is the 1/8 inch right there. And I'll probably put about maybe 6 or 7 of these on the car, and it'll tack the fender onto there, and I can take it off, sand down the car, and those holes will still be there, and I'll be able to come back with these Clecos and put them back in the same holes, because these are temporary rivets and you're able to open and close them, pull them off. Now I did borrow these from them. They're about $50 on Amazon, so if you guys want to go check them out, I'll put a link in the description. You guys can buy you guys some. Ron did come by over here and help me out a little bit. He was telling me how to mark out my line and everything, saying I should cut about right here. This for sure has to be cut, pushed down, because of the fact that this body line in the Lexus is kind of like not as flat. So I have the cut here, cut there. They're just slits, not like big cuts, just enough. Cleco here, Cleco there, Cleco there, and right here on the edge where he says the strong part. We're not sure if we want to go with this cut straight down, or I'm going to try to follow the door and cut like that. But nevertheless, this is the line in the middle of the cut. Cleco here, there, and one right here. One side cut. I'm probably gonna cut right here. We didn't mark this side, we just talked about it. Cut right here so it's lay a little more flat and not sitting up like that, and go from there. Okay, on this side, I can walk you guys through the process of how we decided where the Clecos are gonna go. We for sure know that on this side of the door, you wanna put a Cleco right here, because it's pretty strong and sturdy. So one for sure is gonna go there. It doesn't wanna go directly on the edge, but it for sure can go there. And then when you're on the door, you wanna get one about right in here. So those two, so if you wanna put a Cleco here, maybe one right here, and then one down here. And once this gets cut off, that'll be one right there-ish, you know? About right there. So when you cut this off, it'll sit flush. Just know that since this is below that chrome line, you can put a line right here, and then everything under it is an X, because this is gonna be cut off. It's extra. And over here, you for sure want to put a Cleco high right here in the middle. We'll put one there. Put one probably right here. I don't think we need as much as the other side. Right there. For sure here. And once this, remember, we come down here below the line. Go completely across, put an X for extra, and we'll probably end up putting a Cleco right there. And that is how I decide where my Clecos are gonna go. This side isn't sanded behind the flare, so I had to put this high and tight. Make sure all my tape is where I want it to be at. Good thing I have a Sharpie line. And I will start to put Clecos on this side. That's about where I want it to go right there. Maybe add a little more tape. Well, once I start putting my Clecos in here, this will be straight. Driver's side now is all Clecoed up. These are all in here. I have my marks where they need to be cut, but I'm actually gonna do the cutting on the flares later. For right now, I'm gonna remove the Clecos on both sides and get a bunch of sanding going on. Actually, I need to mark up how high I'm gonna go on the sanding process. So let's get to it. Day 2. Let me show you guys what the flares are currently looking like. Here they go. This is them mounted up. Technically all I need to do right now is cut the door out and begin welding. Now, I do still have to make the cut here and there, so this will sit flat inside that groove, and then probably put one of the Clecos right here too, and I can weld this and it'll be fine. I'm not gonna cut straight down like I originally marked out. Probably gonna take these Clecos out, open the door up, and use my marker on the inside and cut down. But currently, right now, my issue is between this point and that point, it's 31.5 inches. From this point to the beginning of the bumper, it was roughly, I think, like 26.5 or 26 3/8. But it's exactly the same metrical on the other side. This gap, though, from this bend to the top of my flare is not the same on the other side. Right there is a little higher. So I feel like if I don't drop this flare down just a little bit, that will bother me once I start getting close to the body work and start filling all this in with body filler. That's gonna bother me. So I'm probably gonna drop this flare down. The reason why I have to drop this flare down and not raise the other one up is because of the fact that I already cut the edges of the flares here. So technically I cannot raise that one up, or I'll have the gap where this blue tape is at and everything. It'll be a gap. So I have to raise this flare down.